Let's talk about stonewalling. Stonewalling can hurt a relationship, damage the connection because of how stonewalling is experienced. Stonewalling is that point in the conversation where somebody might say, I can't talk about this anymore. They shut down the conversation. Maybe they leave the conversation, go shopping, go to their man cave. I don't know, do anything, do the dishes, go and eat something. Doesn't matter. It just, what it means is the conversation is done. There's usually somebody pursuing, wanting more of the conversation. And the other person, like, no, I can't do this anymore. And they just walk away and it's done. Sometimes stonewalling is that visible exit, but sometimes stonewalling is also somebody staying in the conversation, but you can't reach them. Sort of stone face, might as well be talking to a brick wall. You're not making any progress in the conversation. Stonewalling, believe it or not, even though it actually can damage a relationship's connection, it doesn't come from a bad, evil heart. It actually comes from a scared heart that wants to be protective. When someone goes to stonewalling, generally they say, it is really loud inside my head, and now it's also loud inside my ears. And what it's doing to me on the inside is I'm perceiving that if I speak, I'm going to hurt you. If you speak, you're going to hurt me. If we continue to speak, we are going to hurt the relationship. So this is coming from a protective heart where the heart would say, we need to shut this down and maybe come back to it later. So even though it feels like a relationship damager, and it really is, it's actually coming from a place of not wanting any more harm to be done. There is an antidote to stonewalling, and I've mentioned it in my blog. I go a little deeper in my blog with this whole content. The antidote for stonewalling is, taking gentle pauses. I would love to tell you to take a break, but taking a break, that is stonewalling. The antidote is you add time. So first of all, you notice that the two of you have become some form of escalated, or as the Gottmans would like to say, flooded, or as I've said in a previous video, you go downstairs. So the amygdala is flaring, you're in that fight or flee state of the brain. You have to recognize that. When either of you recognize, okay, I think we're flooded, I think we're a little escalated, the emotions are too big, we're downstairs, you call out and say, let's take a time limited pause. Let's take a 20-minute break. Let's take a 30-minute break. So call out the escalation, call for some kind of pause. For the next 20 to 30 minutes, we're just going to pause. Then as the two of you go to your separate zones or whatever you're going to do, you do some self-soothing things. Anything that can calm you down and get you out of that angry headspace. So I don't know, play a video game, pray, read a book, listen to an audiobook, go for a walk, lift some weights. Whatever it is that's very calming to you. Some people with therapy experience, they might ground by doing square breathing or deep breathing, 6 breaths a minute, or PMR, progressive muscle relaxation. There are techniques that help you go from being dominated by the amygdala to going back upstairs, so that the relationship centers of your brain turn back on, and then you can connect. So notice that you're escalated, call for a timeout, do some self-soothing, and then intentionally return. This is the antidote to stonewalling. You need to take a break, but it's not a forever break. It's a time-limited and time-honored break, where the two of you agree that when somebody calls a timeout, you will take a pause, and for the next 20 or 30 minutes, you'll do something to calm yourself down, and then you will intentionally come back to the conversation. Antidote of stonewalling. I do a little bit better job of explaining this in the blog, and certainly in person when I work with couples. Stonewalling is one of what the Gottmans call the 4 horsemen. And the 4 horsemen are 4 conversation strategies that not only lead to argument, but are actually relationship killers. And some of the things that I do with couples is help to de-escalate those, help to get those out of the conversation so the two of you will have a better, more easier time connecting. Okay. If you'd like to know more, you can look me up at rickgrundytherapy.com. The link to the blog that I just wrote, more about stonewalling, is down below. If you think I can help you, reach out and we can start with a free consult. I'm looking forward to connecting you if you feel I can serve you.